I wiped the last table in the crew lounge and shoved the rag into my back pocket. That's it, I said. One more month. Then I'm done. Nina leaned back, boots on the bench. You've been saying that for 11 months, Ethan. Because it's finally true, I said. I booked my flight. She raised an eyebrow. Home. To Maya. I smiled. Yeah, to Maya. Nina snorted. You say her name like it's a prayer. It's a plan, I said, tucking my pay envelope into my locker. Tips were good. Enough to fix everything? She asked. Enough to start, I said. Nina nodded at my phone. Play her last voice note. I hit play. Maya's voice was soft and sure. Come back safe, Ethan. We'll start fresh. I miss you. I'm counting the days. My chest warmed. See? She means it. Nina tilted her head. It's sweet. It's also careful. What's that supposed to mean? It means she knows what to say, Nina replied. And you send money home like clockwork. It's for bills, I said. And for her, Nina said. I frowned. We're building a life. Nina's eyes hardened. I'm trying to keep you from getting played. I'm not getting played, I snapped. She waited. Nina didn't blink. Did she? My radio crackled. Cole, report to Captain Briggs. Nina whistled. Dad's calling. I walked to the office deck with sweat under my collar. Captain Briggs' door was half open. Come in, he said. I stood straight. You wanted me, Captain? Sit, Cole. He slid a paper across his desk. Your transfer history. I glanced at it. Yeah. Your receipts don't match your amounts, he said. Because you don't keep receipts. I just send money, I said. That's exactly how crew get targeted, Briggs replied. Families, partners, friends. People learn your payday. My family isn't targeting me, I said too fast. He held my stare. I'm not accusing. I'm warning. Who controls the receiving account? I swallowed. Maya helped set it up. My old phone broke. Briggs' jaw tightened. That's a red flag. She was helping, I insisted. Helping without you seeing the details is control, he said. Lock your accounts. Change passwords. Confirm the beneficiary. Keep records. I clenched my fists. You think I'm stupid? No, he said. I think you're loyal. Loyalty without boundaries sinks people. I exhaled. Why tell me now? Because last week a cook came back from shore leave and found his account cleaned out, Briggs said. He trusted the wrong person. My throat went dry. Maya isn't like that. Briggs didn't argue. He only added, when you go home, don't announce how much you saved. I nodded, even though my pride wanted to fight him. Okay. Outside, Nina was waiting. So, he thinks I'm getting targeted, I admitted. Nina's voice dropped. And you still think love is a shield? My love is real, I said. Love is a door, she replied. People walk through it if you leave it open. My phone buzzed. A new voice note from Maya. I played it. Her whisper sounded rushed. Ethan, please don't tell anyone you're coming early. Just come straight home, okay? No surprises. I'm trying to fix something. My stomach tightened. Fix what? Nina watched my face. What did she say? Nothing. I lied, and hated myself for it. Nina followed me toward the stairwell. Look at me, she said. I am looking, I muttered. No, you're looking past me, she said. You heard fix something, and you already decided it's fine. It could be anything, I said. Maybe her car broke. Maybe my mom's worried. Maybe Derek is in your kitchen, Nina cut in. Maybe your stepdad found a new way to celebrate. You don't know. I stopped. Don't talk about my family like that. Nina's tone softened. Then prove me wrong. Call her. I pulled my phone up and tapped Maya's name. It rang twice, then went to voicemail. I tried again. Same thing. Nina lifted her shoulders. See, she's busy, I said, but my voice sounded thin. Text her one thing, Nina said. Ask who knows you're coming. My thumbs hesitated, then typed. Who knows I'm home early? A minute later, 3 dots appeared. Then nothing. Then a reply. Please just trust me. Come straight home. I felt my mouth go dry. Why won't she answer a simple question? Nina nodded once. That's what I'm saying, Ethan. Don't walk into a room blind. Promise me you'll be careful. That night, I lay on my bunk staring at my worn wallet. I counted my emergency cash twice, then shoved it back like counting could keep it safe. From my duffel, I pulled the small silver ring I bought for Maya. It caught the cabin light and looked innocent, like it didn't know anything about warnings or red flags. I whispered, this year was worth it. Then Maya's words replayed. No surprises, fix something, and the warmth in my chest cooled. I rolled the ring between my fingers and forced the promise out anyway. I'm coming home, I told the empty cabin. And I'm coming home ready. I stepped off the plane and said, I'm home, but the word felt thin in my mouth. Maya rushed toward me. Ethan, she wrapped me up fast. Her arms were tight. Her hands shook. You're shaking, I said. I missed you, she said too quick. I laughed. I missed you more. She pulled back and smiled, but her eyes kept darting past me. Let's go. Wait, I said. You didn't even ask about the flight. It was fine, she said. I know it was fine. A voice cut in. My man. Derek slapped my shoulder. Bro, you finally made it. I stiffened. Hey. Maya said. Derek drove me. Nice of you, I said. He grinned. Anything for family. I looked at Maya. Family. She squeezed my arm. Please, don't start a fight today. I'm not, I said. But Derek was already walking ahead, whistling. In the car, Derek talked nonstop. Crew's life must be wild. You stack cash, right? Maya said. Derek. I'm joking, he said. Relax. I stared out the window. Let's just get home. At the house, Mom opened the door and burst into tears. My boy. I'm here, I said, holding her. I'm okay. She wiped her face. Bills piled up. We tried, Ethan. We'll talk later, I said. Rick stood behind her, arms crossed. He didn't hug me. He didn't smile. His eyes went to my suitcase. Long trip, he asked. Long year, I said. He nodded at the bag. Looks heavy. Maya laughed too loud. He packed souvenirs. Rick said, we'll see. Inside, Derek dropped onto the couch. This place hasn't changed. Some things did, Mom said softly. Rick said, dinner later. We should celebrate. Sure, I said. Lena pulled me into the hallway. Now, she whispered, something is off. What do you mean? Rick's been asking about money, she said. And Derek shows up a lot. He's a friend, I said. Friends don't ask about paydays, Lena said. Don't tell them your full savings. I swallowed. Maya wouldn't. Lena's eyes softened. I hope you're right. At dinner, Rick raised a glass. To Ethan. Big earner. I said, to being home. Derek said, to fresh starts. Maya didn't toast. She stared at her plate. Rick asked, so how much did you save? Mom said, Rick. I'm curious, he said. I smiled. Enough. Derek laughed. Enough is my favorite number. Maya kicked him under the table. Stop. Rick leaned back. We're behind. You know that. I know, I said. We'll make a plan. Good, Rick said. Soon. After dinner, Maya followed me to my room. You okay? Why won't you look at me? I asked. She folded her arms. I'm tired. From what? From worrying, she said. Can we talk tomorrow? I nodded. Sure. She kissed my cheek and left fast. I lay on the bed listening to voices through the wall. Derek laughed. Rick lowered his voice. I texted Maya, you good? She replied, just tired. Please sleep. I stared at the ceiling and said it out loud. This doesn't feel right. The house felt smaller than I remembered. My suitcase sat by the door like an answer no one wanted to say. I didn't come back to peace. I came back to something waiting. My phone buzzed again. Maya wrote, we'll talk. I promise. I typed, who else knows I'm here? No answer. I walked to the kitchen. Rick was there with Derek. Rick said he's asleep? I don't know, Derek said. He's tired. I cleared my throat. I'm right here. Rick smiled thin. Good. We were just talking logistics. About what? I asked. Life, Rick said. Costs money. Derek added, timing matters. I said, we'll talk tomorrow. Rick nodded. Tomorrow. Back in my room, Lena knocked. Lock your door. Why? Just do it, she said. I locked it. You think they're dangerous? I think they're desperate, she said. That makes people stupid. I rubbed my face. Maya's scared. Fear makes choices, Lena said. Good and bad. I whispered. She wouldn't choose against me. Lena didn't answer. I lay back down and replayed the hug at the airport. Tight arms. Shaking hands. The way Derek stood too close. I said to the dark, I'm here to help. The dark didn't answer. My phone buzzed once more. Maya wrote, please don't leave the house tonight. I typed why? 3 dots appeared. Then disappeared. I set the phone down and listened to my heart pound. It felt like the house was holding its breath. I closed my eyes and told myself I was safe. I told myself love brought me home. But my stomach twisted and a quiet voice said, this isn't love. This is a welcome with rules. I rolled onto my side and whispered, I can fix this. The whisper felt borrowed. Outside my door, footsteps paused, then moved away. I didn't chase the sound. I held my breath until it passed. In that silence, I understood one thing clearly. Coming home wasn't the end of my journey. It was the beginning of a test. I wasn't ready, but I was already inside. Now, I woke to the smell of eggs and said, "Is the house on fire?" Rick laughed. "Sit, son. Breakfast. Since when do you cook?" I asked. "Since today," he said. "We should celebrate your success." That scared me. Maya smiled too fast. "Please eat." Saturday, what's the occasion?" Rick flipped bacon. "You worked hard. We're proud." I chewed. "This feels new." He clapped my shoulder. "Get used to it." Derek strolled in. "Morning, rich boy." "I'm not rich," I said. He grinned. "You survived a cruise." Rick poured juice. "Derek's hosting a small get-together tonight." I didn't agree, I said. Maya touched my arm. "Just do this for me." I met her eyes. "Why?" "Because I need it," she said. Derek laughed. "Relax. Friends only." Rick nodded. "Good networking." I exhaled. "Fine." Maya squeezed my hand. "Thank you." At the house, music thumped. Derek opened the door. "Welcome." A woman asked, "So you travel?" "Yes," I said. "How much do you make?" another asked. I smiled. "Enough." Derek raised a cup. "Ethan's rich now." Laughter burst, sharp and loud. A guy leaned in. "Cash or bank?" "Neither," I said. Maya whispered. "They're joking." I nodded. "Sure." Someone asked, "Where do you keep it?" "Safe," I said. Rick's laugh carried from the kitchen. I followed the sound. Derek stood close to Rick. Derek whispered, "Tonight." Rick replied, "He won't resist." I stepped in. "What's going on?" They froze. Rick smiled. "Planning dinner." Derek added, "Celebrations." I stared. "Without me." Maya appeared. "Ethan, you're overthinking." Her voice cracked. I said, "Say it again." She swallowed. "You're overthinking." I went back inside. Derek said, "Drinks?" "No," I said. Rick said, "Lighten up." A woman laughed. "He's serious." I said, "I'm tired." Derek clapped. "One story then." "About what?" I asked. "Your job," he said. I replied, "I clean, I save, I leave." Someone said, "How do you get paid?" "Weekly," I said. "Cash?" "No." "Transfers?" "Yes." "To whose account?" "Mine," I said. Rick laughed. "Ours now." "That's not funny," I said. Maya said, "He's joking." Derek shrugged. "Maybe." "I'm stepping out," I said. Maya followed. "You're embarrassing me." "By protecting myself?" I asked. She whispered, "Please cooperate." "With what?" I said. "Just tonight," she cried. "Why tonight?" I asked. She looked away. Inside, Derek called, "Smile, Ethan." Rick added, "Family." "Family doesn't count pockets," I said. Rick said, "Family shares burdens." "Family asks," I answered. Derek laughed again. I felt watched. A man said, "You okay?" "No," I said. He nodded. "Me neither." Maya touched my sleeve. "After this, we'll be okay." "That's what scares me," I said. She whispered, "Don't ruin this." "Don't make me." I replied. Rick raised his glass. "To trust." "To truth," I said. Silence fell. Derek said, "Music's loud." "So are lies," I said. Maya's eyes filled. I stepped back. I understood then. Smiles were tools. Questions were traps. This wasn't a welcome home. It was a test, and I was already inside. I woke to shouting and said, "What's happening?" Rick yelled, "Don't play dumb." Mom cried, "Rick, please." I sat up. "What are you talking about?" Rick pointed at me. "My emergency box. It's empty." "That's not mine," I said. "You were home," he snapped. "So were you," I said. Lena stepped between us. "Stop this." Rick barked, "Stay out of it." Mom's hands shook. "Ethan wouldn't steal." Rick laughed. "People steal when they think no one will notice." I said, "Open the box." "It's open," Rick said. "It's empty." "Then check cameras," I said. Rick smiled. "We don't need cameras." A knock hit the door. Rick said, "Come in." Two men walked in. I said, "Who are they?" Rick replied, "Friends." Lena hissed, "You invited them." Rick shrugged. "Support." One man said, "Let's calm down." Derek followed them, hands raised. "Easy," Derek said. "Let's not call police." I stared. "Why not?" Derek smiled. "Family matters." Rick nodded. "Ethan can fix this." "Fix what?" I asked. "The missing money," Rick said. "I didn't take it," I said. Derek said, We believe you. Then why are they here? I asked. Mom whispered, Rick, please. Rick ignored her. How much do you have saved? That's none of your business, I said. Derek said, just talk. I am talking, I said. Rick said, confess and repay. Confess to what? I asked. To stealing, Rick said. Lena snapped. This is insane. Rick waved her off. Maya walked in slowly. She looked small. Say something, I said. She folded her hands. Rick said, tell them. Maya whispered. Ethan, you told me you had cash in your bag. My ears rang. I said, what did you say? She repeated it, softer. I stared at her. Why would you tell them that? She cried. Answer me, I said. Derek sighed. She was worried. Worried about what? I asked. Rick said, about you lying. I didn't lie, I said. Maya sobbed harder. Mom said, Maya, did you take it? Maya shook her head. Rick slammed the table. Enough. Rick leaned close. Pay it back. With what? I asked. With your savings, he said. That's theft, I said. Rick smiled. Or we report you. For stealing your money? I asked. Yes, he said. Derek added, it'll ruin your record. My chest burned. Lena shouted, you're threatening him. Rick said, I'm protecting my house. I said, this is a setup. Derek chuckled. Careful. I ran to my room. My suitcase lay open. I dropped to my knees. The envelope was thin. I counted fast. Money was gone. I yelled, it's missing. Rick called back, because you took it. No, I said. Because someone else did. Maya stood in the doorway. I asked, did you let them in? She cried. I was scared. Of me? I asked. Of him, she said, nodding toward Rick. That doesn't excuse this, I said. She whispered. I thought it would stop. I stood and walked past her. Rick said, decision time. I said, you already decided. Derek smiled. Be smart. Smart is leaving, I said. Rick blocked the door. Sit, he ordered. No, I said. He leaned in. Last chance. I felt shame and rage twist together. I said, you didn't accuse me. Rick frowned. You robbed me, I said. Derek's smile slipped. Mom gasped. Lena said, I knew it. Rick shouted, get out. I grabbed my bag. Maya reached for me. I stepped back. Her voice broke. I'm sorry. I said, sorry, opened the door. I walked out knowing the truth. They planned this. They took my money. They used my name. And betrayal sounded exactly like her voice. I didn't punch Rick. I didn't scream at Derek. I did something scarier. I went quiet. Rick leaned in. So? You paying back or what? I looked at his face and felt my hands shake. Fine, I said. I'll bring the rest tomorrow. Derek's smile returned. That's the smart move, bro. Lena snapped. Ethan, don't. I cut her off with my eyes. Tomorrow, I repeated. You'll get it. Rick stepped aside like he owned my lungs. Good. Don't make me chase you. Mom whispered. Ethan, please stay. I couldn't look at her. I'll come back. I lied, because the lie bought me distance. Maya tried to speak. Ethan. I held up my palm. Not now. Outside, the air hit me like cold water. Lena grabbed my elbow. Car. Now. We moved fast. My heart thumped in my throat. Behind us, Rick yelled. Remember, tomorrow. Lena slammed her car door and locked it. Breathe. I stared at my shaking fingers. She set me up. Lena's jaw tightened. Maya. I nodded. She told them about my cash. She watched me get accused. Lena started the engine. Maybe she was pressured, but Ethan, pressure doesn't excuse betrayal. I swallowed hard. I kept defending her. I kept saying she's different. Lena pulled away from the curb. Different people still make choices. I pressed my forehead to the window. I feel stupid. You feel hurt, Lena said. Don't confuse the two. My phone buzzed. A message from Derek. Don't do anything dumb. I laughed once, bitter. He's acting like I'm the problem. Lena glanced at the screen. Block him. Not yet, I said. I need to see what they do. We parked behind a closed grocery store. Lena turned the car off. Show me your accounts. I opened my bank app. My thumb hovered over the login like it might bite me. Okay. Lena leaned closer. Look at your linked devices. I tapped through menus. There's my phone and another number. What number? She asked. I read it aloud. Ending in 4471. Lena's eyes narrowed. That isn't yours. My stomach dropped. No. Mine ends in 8820. Lena said, that means someone added access. I whispered. Maya set up the transfers. Or Derek did through her, Lena said. Change everything. Now. I started typing a new password. My hands were sweaty. I can't believe this. Lena said, believe it. Then act. My phone rang. Nina's name flashed. I answered fast. Nina. Her voice came sharp. Ethan, you home? Yeah, I said. And it's bad. Tell me, she said. I spoke in pieces. Rick accused me. Derek backed him. My cash is missing. Maya said she knew about it. Nina didn't pause. Lock your accounts now. They're moving fast. I'm changing passwords, I said. Freeze transfers if you can, Nina said. Call the bank. Put alerts on everything. Lena mouthed, alerts, and I nodded. Nina added, listen, don't go back alone. I won't, I said. I'm with Lena. Good, Nina said. And save proof. Screenshots. Messages. Everything. I exhaled. Captain Briggs warned me. I didn't listen. Nina's tone softened for half a second. You listen now. That's what matters. The call ended. Lena said, bank hotline. I dialed. While it rang, an email notification popped up. From Captain Howard Briggs. My throat tightened. He emailed me. Open it, Lena said. I opened the message. Briggs wrote that my earnings, tips, and transfer dates were documented, and he attached an official letter with ship payroll details. I stared. He predicted this. Lena whispered. Or he's seen it before. The bank answered. I forced my voice steady. Hi. I need to secure my account. Someone linked an unknown number. The agent asked questions. I answered, clipped and clear. Lena squeezed my shoulder when my voice cracked. After the call, my app showed alerts switched on and the unknown number removed. I sat back, breathing hard. I'm not helpless, I said. Lena nodded. You're just late to the truth. Lena said, we need a plan. What plan? I asked. A safe one, she said. You don't argue with desperate men. You document them. I scrolled through my texts and started taking screenshots. Lena pointed. Save Rick's threats. Save Derek's, bro messages. If they call, record it. My voice went small. What about Mom? Lena's face softened. We help her after we protect you. My phone buzzed again. Rick texted, tomorrow. No games. I showed Lena. She said, that's evidence. I typed, okay, and set my phone to airplane mode for a minute, just to stop the shaking inside. My phone buzzed again. This time it was Maya. Please talk to me. I stared at it like it was poison. What do I even say? Lena said, say nothing tonight. Let your head cool. I typed one line anyway. Don't contact me. A minute later she replied. I was scared. I didn't know what to do. I deleted my response before sending. My hands still shook, but my mind was clearing. Lena started the car again. Where are we going? Anywhere but there, I said. We drove to her apartment. She handed me water. Sleep if you can. I sat on her couch and looked at the silver ring in my pocket. It felt heavier than metal. I whispered, I won't beg for love. Lena stood in the doorway. Then what will you do? I looked up. I'll fight for my life. I sat across from Officer Rivera and kept my hands on the table so he could see they were steady. Rivera said, name? Ethan Cole, I said. I just got back from working on a cruise ship. Lena sat beside me. He's being set up. Rivera nodded once. Tell me from the start. I slid my phone forward. Here. Bank history. Transfers. Then the missing cash. Then this link number I don't recognize. He scrolled slowly. When did you notice the number? Last night, I said. After Rick accused me. Rivera looked up. Who is Rick? My stepfather, I said. He says I stole from his emergency box. Rivera asked, did you? No, I said. But someone opened my suitcase. Cash is gone. Lena added. They threatened to report him unless he pays them. Rivera's voice stayed calm. We need evidence, not anger. I swallowed. I'm angry anyway. That's normal, he said. Don't let it drive. I leaned in. What do I do? Rivera tapped the screen. You already did the first step. You locked your account. You saved proof. Now we document their move. Lena said, we can bait them. Rivera raised an eyebrow. Explain. Lena looked at me. Text Rick and Derek. Tell them you'll bring cash tomorrow. Make them show intent. My stomach tightened. They'll come for me. Rivera said, not if we control the place and time. I exhaled. Okay, I'll do it. Rivera stood. I can't promise outcomes, Ethan, but I can promise procedure. I nodded. Procedure is better than fear. Outside the station, Lena opened her notes app. We write one message. Simple. No emotion. I typed with my thumbs. Rick, I'll bring the money tomorrow. Cash. Just let this end. Lena said, at a time and place. I wrote, noon. Your house. Lena shook her head. Not the house. Public. Your safety. I changed it. Noon. The corner by Maple Market. Lena said, send. I hit send. Then I texted Derek. Tell Rick I'm paying. Don't bring extra people. Lena whispered, good. Now we wait. My phone buzzed before we even reached the car. Rick texted, bring it. Don't be late. Derek texted, smart choice, bro. Come alone. Lena read it and snorted. They want you isolated. I said, they won't get that. Back at Lena's apartment, I paced. Every creak sounded like a footstep. My phone buzzed again. Maya, Ethan, please, they're out of control. I stared at her name until my eyes burned. Lena asked, you answering? I whispered, I need the truth. I typed, why did you do it? A minute later, she sent a voice note. I pressed play. Maya sobbed. Ethan, I didn't want this. Derek said if I didn't help, he'd expose me. He has messages and pictures. Rick said he'd throw your mom out. I panicked. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. My chest felt hollow. So you chose me as the sacrifice. Lena's voice was sharp. Don't let her pull you back. I hit record and saved the voice note. I'm not folding, I said, more to myself than to Lena. Lena asked, what do you reply? I typed, don't contact me again. Stay away tomorrow. Maya replied, please be careful. I didn't answer. That night, I barely slept. I kept hearing Rick's voice. Tomorrow, tomorrow. In the morning, Rivera called. You ready? As ready as I can be, I said. We're something plain, he said. No weapons. Bring your phone fully charged. I'm bringing an envelope, I said. Rivera paused. With what? With paper, I said. Not money. Lena grinned. A prop. Rivera said. Good. Keep it sealed. Let them grab it. That's the point. At noon, my hands shook on the steering wheel, but I forced my voice to sound weak when I called Derek. I'm close, I said. Please tell Rick not to yell. Derek laughed. Ah, you're scared. Good. Park by the market. I parked where Rivera told me, right inside of the small security camera above the store door. Lena sat in her car across the lot, watching. I stepped out with the envelope held tight to my chest like it was my heart. Rick appeared first. Where is it? I lowered my eyes. Here. Just take it. Derek walked up fast, smiling. Hand it over, bro. I extended the envelope. Derek snatched it like a thief grabbing air. He ripped it open. Paper spilled out. His smile died. What is this? I lifted my chin. Evidence. Rivera stepped from behind a parked van. Derek Voss. Derek's face drained. What the? Rivera said. Put your hands where I can see them. Rick turned, eyes wild. No. No, this is. He tried to run. Rivera moved fast. Stop. Rick stumbled, then froze when another officer appeared near the sidewalk. Derek's voice cracked. Ethan, you set me up. I met his stare. You set me up first. Rivera said, we'll talk at the station. For the first time since I came home, I felt the ground under me stop shaking. Lena walked up, keeping her voice low. You okay? I let out a breath. I'm still standing. Rivera glanced at my phone. You have the texts and the voice notes saved? Backed up, I said. Screenshots too. Rivera nodded. Good. Today was about choice. They chose to pressure you. I looked at Rick in cuffs and whispered, and I chose to survive. I sat in the interview room with my elbows on the table and my hands clasped like a prayer I didn't believe in anymore. Officer Rivera opened the door and said, you did good out there. I swallowed. I feel sick. That's your body catching up, he said. Stay calm. We're processing them. Lena stood near the wall. What happens next? Rivera said, we pull devices, check transfers, confirm statements. A younger officer walked in with a clear evidence bag. Phone from Derek Voss. Rivera took it and looked at me. This is where facts live. I nodded. He kept it like a trophy. Rivera sat, unlocked the screen with Derek's forced code, and began scrolling. Here we go. He turned the phone toward me. On the screen was a group chat titled Noon Plan. My stomach dropped. That's real. Rivera read aloud. Derek. He's coming with cash. Act calm. Rick. I'll push the theft story. He'll fold. Lena hissed. Disgusting. Rivera kept scrolling. Here's a photo. I leaned forward. It was my suitcase. Open, my envelope half visible. My throat tightened. He photographed my bag. Rivera said, and here are transfers. He showed me screenshots of bank confirmations, names blurred, but dates sharp. I whispered, "That's my money." Rivera nodded. "It matches your timeline." Lena asked, "Can you trace the link number?" Rivera tapped. "Already. It's attached to a burner SIM registered under a fake name, but the location pings near your house." I laughed once empty. "So they robbed me, then blamed me, then tried to rob me again." Rivera said, "Yes. And we can prove intent." The door opened again. Mom rushed in, eyes red, hair messy, like she ran straight from panic. "Ethan," she cried. "Where's Rick? What did you do?" I stood up. "Mom, sit. Please." She grabbed my arm. "They said police took him. They said you set him up." Lena stepped in. "Mom, listen to yourself. They lied." Mom's lips trembled. "Rick wouldn't." Rivera held up a hand. "Ma'am, we have evidence. Please sit." Mom sat, shaking. "Evidence of what?" I slid my phone across the table. "Of them planning it." Mom stared at the screen. That's Derek's chat." Rivera said, "Yes. And Rick is in it." Mom's face collapsed. "No." Rivera scrolled to another thread. "Now Rick's debts." Lena frowned. "Debts?" Rivera read, "Rick, I owe Glenn $2,000 by Friday." Rick, "Tanya wants her money or she talks." Derek, "Ethan's back. We'll solve it." Mom covered her mouth. "He borrowed again?" I said softly, "He didn't borrow. He gambled." Mom sobbed, shoulders shaking. I kept believing him. Lena knelt beside her. "Mom, look at me. He used you." The door burst open and Rick was marched past, cuffed, face red with rage. He saw Mom and shouted, "Why is she here?" Mom stood. "Rick, tell me this isn't true." Rick jerked his chin at Rivera. "This is a mistake." Rivera said, "The messages aren't a mistake." Rick yelled, "I did it for this family." The words hit me like a slap. My chest burned, and my voice rose without permission. "You did it for you." Rick lunged toward me, but an officer held him back. "He came back with money," Rick shouted. "We needed it." I stepped closer. "You needed control. You needed to feel big." Rick spat. "You think you're better?" I said, "I think I'm done." A second door opened, and Maya stepped in. Her eyes were swollen. Her hands were clenched like fists she didn't know how to use. She whispered, "Ethan." I didn't move. "Why are you here?" She swallowed. "To tell the truth." Lena snapped, "Too late." Maya's voice broke. "I'm sorry. I wanted to hate her, to shout until my throat tore, but what I felt was worse. Empty. Like someone removed the part of me that used to hope." Rivera looked at me. "Ethan, charges are possible. Theft, extortion attempt, fraud." Rick barked, "Charges? On me." Derek, in the next room, started yelling through the glass. It was Rick. He told me what to do. Rick twisted, eyes wild. "You parasite. You lived off my house." Derek shouted back. "You begged me to help. You said you'd blame Ethan." Rick screamed, "Shut up." Derek laughed, sharp and panicked. "You're done, old man." Watching them tear each other apart felt like watching a building collapse in slow motion. No explosion, just cracks, then dust, then ruins. Mom sank into the chair, whispering, "My God." Maya stepped closer. "Ethan, please." I held up my hand. "Don't." She froze. I didn't know how to escape. I stared at her. "You escaped by pushing me under." Her tears fell. "I know." Rivera said, "We'll take your statement next." I nodded. "I'll tell everything." Lena touched my shoulder. "You're shaking." I exhaled slowly. "I'm breathing." Rivera nodded. "That's all you have to do. Breathe and speak facts." I looked at Mom. "I'll make sure you're safe, but you can't protect him anymore." Mom whispered, "I don't even recognize my own house." I said, "Then we build a new one, without lies." Lena squeezed my hand and whispered, "I'm right here, always." I didn't smile. I didn't feel victory. I just felt awake, like the fog finally burned off and left the cold truth behind. Rivera opened the door again. "Ready?" I stood. "Yeah, let's finish it." Officer Rivera slid a folder across the counter and said, "Sign here, Ethan. This confirms your statement and the recovered amount so far." I picked up the pen. "So it's real? You actually got some of it back?" Rivera nodded. "Some cash, some transfers reversed. Not all, but enough to prove the story you told." Lena leaned beside me. "And enough to stop Rick from calling him a thief." Rivera said, "Your name is clear in our report. That matters." I signed. "It matters more than money." Rivera gave a small smile. "Most people don't say that." I'm tired of being bought, I said. Outside the station, my phone rang. Captain Briggs. I answered, Captain. His voice was steady like always. Cole, I read your email. I'm sorry you had to use that letter. It saved me, I said. They tried to ruin my record. Briggs replied, they won't. I sent payroll verification to your employer contact and the agency. Your file stays clean. My throat tightened. Thank you. Don't thank me, he said. Thank the version of you who kept working and didn't quit. I laughed softly. I almost did. I know, he said. Go home safe. I don't have a home right now, I admitted. Then build one, Briggs said. That's an order. The call ended, and I stared at my screen like it was proof I still had adults in my life. Lena nudged me. Mom's waiting in the lobby. We walked in. Mom stood up fast. Her eyes looked swollen, but her back looked straighter than yesterday. She whispered, Ethan. I said, hi, Mom. She grabbed my hands. They said Rick might get bail. Is that true? Lena stepped in. Even if he does, he's not coming back to the house like nothing happened. Mom looked between us. Lena. Lena's voice stayed firm. We're done enabling Rick. Mom opened her mouth, then closed it. Okay, she said, like the word hurt but also relieved her. I blinked. You're not going to argue? Mom shook her head. I'm tired, Ethan. I'm tired of choosing the loudest voice. Lena hugged her. Choose peace now. Mom hugged back. I want to. My phone buzzed with a new message from Maya. Can we talk? Alone. Please. I felt my stomach tighten, but the emptiness was still there, like a quiet room inside me. Lena saw the screen. Don't go. I have to, I said. Not for her. For me. Rivera overheard and said, public place. Daytime. I nodded. I'll be careful. An hour later, I sat at a small cafe table near the window. I kept my hands flat on the wood so I wouldn't fidget. Maya walked in slowly, eyes red, hair pulled back like she didn't deserve softness. She sat and whispered, Ethan. I said, say what you came to say. She swallowed. I loved you, Ethan. I just didn't know how to escape. I stared at her. You escaped by pushing me into it. Tears filled her eyes. I thought if I helped them once, they'd stop. They never stop, I said. They only learn what you'll tolerate. Maya shook her head. Derek had things on me. Rick scared your mom. I was trapped. I kept my voice low. You were scared. I get that. But you still chose. She whispered, I chose wrong. I didn't answer fast. The old pain rose, hot and familiar, like my heart wanted to run back to the past and fix it. Maya reached across the table. Please, let me make it right. I pulled my hand away. Love that betrays me isn't love I can live with. Her face crumpled. Ethan, please. I reached into my pocket and placed the small silver ring on the table between us. Maya stared at it. You were going to... I said. I came home ready to promise forever. She covered her mouth and sobbed. I'm sorry. I stood. I believe you're sorry. I also believe I can't stay. Maya grabbed the edge of the table. So that's it. After everything. I nodded. After everything. I walked out without looking back. The air outside felt colder, but it felt honest. Later, I stood at the bus stop with one bag and a folder of papers that proved my name. Lena called. You okay? I said, I'm not broken. I'm just changed. Mom took the phone next. Come home with us, Ethan. Please. I looked down the street at the empty road. I'll come by, but it won't be the same house. Mom whispered, I know. She said, we'll change the locks. I replied, do it today. Lena added, I'll stay with Mom. I said, thank you. My voice shook, but it didn't break. The bus lights appeared in the distance. I breathed in and said to myself, I walked away with my name back. When the doors opened, I stepped on and didn't flinch. I wasn't the same man who returned home hopeful. I was stronger now, and I finally understood something simple and cruel. Survival sometimes means losing people on purpose.